Good evening again. This is Milton City Council, Matt Kunz, doing another Milton City Council work session recap. Again, these thoughts are my own. I don't speak on behalf of everybody on the council. First of all, it's cold. I would imagine that this is going to be the week that all the leaves fall off in Georgia. And of course, we got a full moon here going on behind us tonight. So we're staying consistent now. So my term is about to end. I've got 4 more meetings left after tonight. First of all, I want to congratulate Mr. Paul Moore for winning the District 2 Post 2 seat to replace me on the City Council, which he will be sworn in January. Also want to congratulate Ms. Judy Birds, who campaigned against him as well, and it's not easy to go through those campaigns, been through it myself. Actually, I facilitated the debate between both of them, moderated by Mike Pachinik and Joe Parker. Mike Pachinik with WSB TV and Joe Parker with the Milton Herald. But great campaign. It was actually just full of ideas, which was great. And that's the kind of campaigning you want to see. So again, congratulations to Mr. Paul Moore. He'll be sworn in January, and effectively the moment he is sworn in is when I will be done. I get that question a lot, how that works. But my last meeting is going to be December 16th. So looking forward to honoring my appointees at that meeting as well. I've got some plaques I've ordered for them for their time in service as well. I couldn't have done it without all of them. So I want to say thanks there. So real quick, what did we talk about tonight? First was the Matilda's review. So let's go back into that real quick. We had a discussion on Matilda's last year, and we wanted to do a review after 1 season of their doing it. However, they couldn't leave the city of Alpharetta because of their zoning codes at the time. So they didn't even get started until this season to do their concerts at Matilda's. As it came before us, I won't say mid-season, but about 3/4 of the way through the season, they did have some zoning modifications that they wanted to make at that time, which as a council, we actually lowered the decibel level at that time. So Matilda's has all the way through been following the decibel level issue and doing it exactly accordance with the law. But as a council, we're trying to make sure that we get that one right as well. So the question was whether or not that we could, at this work session, give staff direction to start a process of lowering the decibel level, because the only complaint we're getting is that there's some members of a subdivision that want to see the decibel level lowered to 65 peak as far as the code goes. Doing that, though, will require 2 things. Either one, the applicant would have to self-impose that restriction on them through a legal process and come back before us, or the council would have to go through the zoning process itself and isolate that piece of property and make that process happen. There was no will by the council to go down that road. The mayor and I actually suggested let's sharpen our pencils and continue to go down that road. The applicant, which was Matilda's and Curtis Mills, who was the owner of the property, did say that they would continue to work to make sure that they achieve the objective to be good neighbors. There are others, though, that wanted us as a council to make it legal. That didn't happen tonight. However, there were statements from many members of the council that if things got out of hand, that they would be willing to impose the zoning modifications going forward. So if that happens, I won't be on the council, but we have a record of it tonight so that you know what's going on. The other thing we looked at was our alcohol ordinances, looking to see how we can compete against Alpharetta and Roswell. We had a consultant that came up with several ideas that might get us some of the edge that we might need there for maximizing our commercial zones, which we don't have that much to begin with, but we're trying to make sure we maximize all we have. So that's one thing we talked about tonight too. I know Sarah Ledard on our staff worked really hard on that, as well as our consultants and everybody else. So good ideas. That'll come before us for a final vote here soon. And then finally, we looked at door-to-door solicitation laws. And what does that actually encompass? What will that be? And so when you have people going door to door, businesses have to come into the city of Milton for a permit. They have to get fingerprinted. But there are aspects of our code that look at a lot of different things, how we handle that. And so our city attorney and our city manager were talking about whether or not people should be fingerprinted. They actually had a disagreement on that issue. City manager wanted them fingerprinted. City attorney was worried about some constitutional rights for solicitation that would happen there. Then there's a definition of solicitors that were working for charities or nonprofits or political campaigns as well. So how do we handle those? And so there are some people that when they do, they come in and file the permits anyway, but they don't have to pay the fee. So all those questions is what we're talking about, and that will come before the council in the next few weeks as well to come to some final conclusions there. That's it in a nutshell. Again, thank you for all your support. And if you have any questions, you can reach me on Twitter at MattKunz59 or on Facebook.com/MattKunzGOV. Sorry, this is a little longer video, but I always appreciate your support. Thank you.